Flagler County, Bob Pickering here at the Emergency Operations Center with the latest Flagler weather update. Just a reminder, I'm not a meteorologist. All the weather information I present originates from the National Weather Service. Quick look at the tropics. The busiest part of the hurricane season, that's August through October. Seeing a little bit of action out there. Ernesto is a tropical storm moving off to the northeast. National Hurricane Center is watching this very weak disturbance. It's approaching the Caribbean, but the environment ahead of it is not really good for developing, so this system's likely going to weaken and dissipate as it moves into the Caribbean Sea. So let's take a closer look to home now, how we expect the weather to play out locally here in Flagler County. Now, we don't really have any really good steering currents for the afternoon and evening storms. So what's going to happen is the East Coast and Gulf Coast sea breezes will develop. That'll cause a few thunderstorms to pop up in the middle of the state by the middle part of the day. And then the two sea breezes will generally confine the storms to generally the middle part of the state during the afternoon and evening. There might be some days where they try to maybe wobble towards the East Coast, but for the most part, the activity staying west of us. So what does that mean for us here in Flagler County? Just a very low chance of a shower or storm the next few days, chiefly in the late afternoon or early evening, if that's going to happen at all. We're going to see, though, a better chance of showers and storms as we get into the middle part of next week. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And just a reminder that any one of these storms will carry the risk of squally winds, dangerous lightning, maybe even some small hail and torrential downpours. So let's take a look at the locally now. In the mornings, largely sunny with some patchy clouds, and in afternoon and evenings, the best chances of a shower or storm generally west of Bunnell. From Bunnell westward, you see a better chance, and these are going to be very hit or miss. Most of us will probably won't even see them, but, we can't rule out the possibility that as these storms, there's no real steering currents, so they're going to kind of interact with each other and kind of bounce off each other, and one of them could possibly just bounce towards the East Coast as we get into the evening hours when the sea breezes begin to relax. So just be aware of that. So through the weekend, generally sunny with some patchy cloud. Again, the risk of the odd shower or storm, the best chances west of Bunnell. High temperatures near 90, a little bit cooler along the beaches during the day, and a little bit warmer at the beaches at night with a low near 75 for most of us in Flagler County. Again, warm at the beach at night. And then through early part of next week, kind of the same thing with the risk of the odd storm or shower. High temperatures 90s, lows in the 70s. As we get towards the middle part of the week, though, we're seeing signals that the pattern's going to change with a southwest flow, and it's going to allow the showers and storms to try to push towards the East Coast, even though they'll be a bit scattered, hit or miss. But overall, though, we're looking at a increasing chance of showers and storms, a pretty decent chance at that as we get to the middle towards the end of the upcoming week. Highs in the 90s, lows in the 70s. At the beaches, not looking bad out there at all. Surf 2 feet, surf temperature 79 degrees. There is a moderate rip current risk out there. Be aware of that. Make sure you get your sunblock on because that UV index is up quite high to extreme. So remember, weather's always changing. So to keep up on it, go to flaglercounty.org, hover your mouse over webcams and weather and get the latest from the Weather Service. Sign up for Alert Flagler while you were there so you can get notified when you need to. And also, if you have a weather radio, check it out. Make sure it's working. It's a great resource for information. Want to keep up on the tropics, you can find out on the weather radio, or you can go to hurricanes.gov. That's going to wrap things up from the Emergency Operations Center. Everyone have a lovely weekend.